going on, Reefing fam? March here. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Fragbox TV. Today I'm going to talk to you about things that can go wrong with your reef tank. So this video is not intended to scare you out of the hobby or create some sort of anxiety or panic, but we have to set up these systems and our aquariums in the proper and safe way. So here in the store, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of tanks. There's a lot of water. I'm starting in the basement because I just noticed something, and it's something new we're going to implement here in the store. So I'm going to walk through the store and try to find potential points of failure. So the one I just found now is right here. Sometimes, you know what, I do stuff, I am guilty of this a little bit in a rush. I get excited. I have so many projects on my mind, and I love putting together systems. That's for me, a large part of my enjoyment, where I derive a lot of pleasure in the hobby, is the building aspect. The stand, the aquarium, the lights, the planning. You know, oh, maybe not so much the planning. Maybe that's where I need to work a little bit. But, you know, pump selection, hardware selection, putting the glass together, the overflow, the plumbing, the electrical, all that fun stuff that kind of goes into the hobby. It's almost a hobby in its own right. So I really enjoy that part. I'm always setting up something new. I built the store here by hand over the last, I want to say 4 to 5 years. So every stand, all the aquariums, all the plumbing and electrical. Let me tell you, if you haven't already noticed, I am not a plumber and I am not an electrician, but I've learned and messed up, and I'm doing the best I can. So I consider myself pretty handy. Anyways, not to get sidetracked, points of failure. That's the point of today's video, where things can go wrong. So we had that issue. If you don't already know, I've been talking about it for about 2 weeks. We crashed the system here, killed everything, and it could have been so easily avoidable. What happened? The heater that broke in here, I think someone that worked here broke it. I'm not going to point any fingers. Like I said in the other video, you know, if it was set up in a way that it could have break, the onus falls on me, because it should have never been set up in that sort of fashion. So the heater was laying right here with no sort of secure attachment, waiting to break. For, you know, I think what happened is someone moved the skimmer and knocked it. That's my theory. I'm not 100% sure, but points of failure was definitely there, and we saw what happened. Well, most of us saw the video. So what I'm going to start doing is maybe every month, every other month, go through the store with staff, because I've set this up, I've built it, right? So sometimes we can gloss things over with our own eyes. Point of failure. What is this? What is this? Haha, what's going on here? I'm not sure why this is on the floor. I'm gonna go and have to ask the staff what is going on, because if you saw some of the other videos, I just went through like rewiring this disaster here. I'm trying to make everything a little bit neater by closing stuff off in cabinets, like I've done over on that system, to keep all the electrical out of the way, because there's a potential fire hazard. So definitely point of failure. So I've more or less built all this like organized chaos monstrosity. So it's hard for me sometimes to see stuff, and I'm down here so often that I just kind of get used to seeing it, and it's very easy for my eyes to miss stuff. So I think I need that fresh pair of eyes. I need, you know, the other 5 of us here, that's 10 other eyes, can come and give me a hand and kind of look through the store and say, hey March, you know what, this is unsafe, or this is unsafe, or what if this drips, and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So the one that I just kind of gave me the idea for the video, and the idea to start doing this to try and be just safer and more organized and avoid disasters in the future, this pipe over here. I set this up quite quickly, and I just shoved the pipe onto here, and I didn't realize I didn't use any glue. So right now the flow is off. I'm just going to let it dry, and the way I noticed, I came down today and I saw just kind of like a drip coming over the side, and that could be no bueno. If this pops off, which it easily could, I can show you here. Okay, now the water is running fairly close here to our surface. It's splashing outside of the tank. You know that happens at nighttime. We're losing salt water, and what's going to happen is our ATO, if you don't already know, I can talk one day about our large ATO reservoir here. I think it's like 70 gallons. Salt water will be shooting out onto the floor, so we're going to end up with a nice wet floor down here. and then the ATO is going to kick on. The auto top off is going to kick off because it thinks it's evaporation, but it's not. It's March being stupid, and this is going to flood our system with fresh water. So I would come in the morning if this would ultimately fail, which is basically, like I said, just an accident waiting to happen. I'd come into a large amount of water on the floor, and I would now be in the freshwater hobby instead of being in the saltwater hobby, because this would empty a lot of water into here, and then I could do another video on, hey, March bombed again, and it's something so simple, and like I said, I'm not trying to scare any hobbyists out there, and I'm not trying to create any sort of fear with people that are looking to get into the hobby. It's just we got to do things right and smart. So I think today's project for me, once I'm done doing what I'm doing upstairs, I'm going to go through the store and I'm just going to maybe check all my connections and make sure that, you know, I didn't miss a spot of glue here. I glue a little bit sloppy on my plumbing because I have missed connections in the past, so you can see I like to kind of let myself know, okay, that's good, I'll glue here, and I'll kind of like I'll streak it with the, this is PVC, so I'm using PVC cement, and I'll try and kind of make it a little messy in a way, so that I know that I've gone ahead and glued it, because I missed a joint. Actually, no, I didn't miss a joint. I did a bad job right here. I also found this. This is a drip. So, is it going to open up? I don't know. What happens with salt water? It's kind of cool. It'll usually, it'll actually seal itself if you get lucky with Saltcrete. But this one's been here for a while, and it's been on my to-do list for a long time, so I should really cut these pipes over here and then redo that 90 in the proper way. I'm going to go through all the cabinets, you know, make sure that there are no problems. Okay, I can't see everything. Like I said, I'm going to get the staff to come help me, but walk through the basement and one by one check the plugs, check where there are, what do I keep saying, points of failure, something like this. A lot going on in here. This is the brain of the store, so we call the brain. No one is allowed, oh sorry, no one is allowed to come in here or touch anything other than myself and Tia. On rare occasions, if something's wrong, usually what our staff does is just notify me or her, like, hey, this pump's not working, this skimmer stopped, this whatever possible things going on, and then I got to come in and try and figure out where did I make a mistake or where can I improve. So this is kind of like the brain. Again, a lot going on, organized chaos, semi-organized chaos. It could be done better. I could have done a better job in here. It's just kind of built up over time. Like, you start with the one energy bar. We're running a full Apex, right? So I started with one. It wasn't enough, and then we had another, and then another, and then, oh, look at this, Trident. We can automatically monitor calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. Let's find room for that. Oh, let's get some dosers. Let's do some dosing containers. So it's always evolving, and I'm always building and adding and trying to make it better. So it's tricky sometimes to plan from the get-go what the ultimate product is going to look like. For example, over here, I added a manifold so we can run water, salt water, to every single tank in the store. But I had a little bit of foresight. So when I originally did it, I would only had to feed, I think, like 2 or 3. I think 2 at the time when we first opened. And so I left myself a couple extra ones over here, three more. So in the event that we add more systems, I could easily get water to them. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one. Good job, March. You were able to have some foresight for once in your life. Next project is going to be this. This is a nice big point of failure. This was done in a rush. I will take complete and all credit if something would happen here. This is not the way to grow macroalgae. We're only growing 2 at the time, and we start collecting some. It's a disaster. It's a very effective fuge. Our nitrates are crazy, but it's got one drain over here, and it's begging to be clogged. And this clogs, the return stays on, and round 2, we got water all over the floor. So that's not good. So this is going to be our new and improved, dedicated, much more organized. I got some cool acrylic baffles coming in, and 2 holes I'm going to drill into the bottom of the overflow here. Redundancy, that is key. Redundancy, very important. So I think that's about it for today's video. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to walk through the store. I'm going to see what else I can find. I'm going to get the staff to come and help me and lend me their eyeballs, and then maybe I can report back in a later video, maybe one of the vlog updates that we're doing a little more often of, you know, kind of other spots that we could find that could potentially go wrong. You know what? I'm kind of looking at one right now. over here. I don't know how much I like this. This is a Tunze auto top off, which shoots water from the reservoir down here up into here. And yeah, it's pretty secure, but you know what? How do we make that 100% secure so that water doesn't accidentally start shooting out onto the floor? Anyways, thank you for watching this episode, guys. As you know, we try to do a video every single day of the week, trying our best. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button and let us know that you like it, because we enjoy making these videos, so we hope you guys enjoy them too. Thank you for watching this episode of Fragbox TV.